everybody. Dave Brown here at ringside, ready to go with another day of USWA Championship Wrestling. We're joined by the King, Jerry Lawler.
As
today
usual.
As usual is right. Yeah, got quite a day coming up for you, though. In spite of that, Chris Champion will be here in just a few minutes to get things going. We've got the Soul Taker in a handicap match here today. Dirty White Boy will be teamed with Rockin' Randy Ricky. That is going to be coming up a little bit later today, too.
That's going to be an impressive team, too. Mark my words. Right?
Well, I'm afraid you're right. They sound like they're going to be impressive. We'll take a look at them here a bit later.
Did you say Chris Champion is going to be
here? Chris Champion is going to be here very, very soon.
Hey. I saw him back there. You know Chris Champion, he's the guy who thinks soap on a rope is jewelry. I hope he's cleaned up before today.
Chris will be out here.
Collar or something.
Chris will be out here in a moment. We have more, too. Hope you'll stay with us. We'll be back to get it going in just a moment. Hey, before we get the match underway, we got something.
Now, let's get the match underway. I want to get Chris Champion out here because I want to...
I want to see Chris Champion out here in the match, too, and we will in just a moment, but we got something very...
I got a little surprise in store for Chris Champion, too.
Well, I'm almost afraid to ask what that is, so I won't ask what that is, but this is important enough that I want to hold the match just for a moment and show you what happened at the Mid-South Coliseum when the Rockers, the Southern Rockers, were going against the Stud Stable for the USWA World Titles. Take a look at what happened.
Brian Lee sending Dolph into the ropes. Big clothesline takedown. Robert Fuller, Brian Lee sends Dolph off another clothesline. Sends him down to the canvas. Steve Dolph, sunset flip on Robert Fuller. 1, 2, 3. That's it. An upset victory. The Southern Rockers, the new USWA World Tag Team Champions.
There you are, the 1, 2, 3 right there in the middle of the ring, and brand new USWA World Champions, the Southern Rockers. We had some words.
Let me ask you, before you have those words, how can those guys be proud of that victory? And how can you, Dave, stand out here or sit out here and look at something like that and think that those guys are true champions? You cannot deny the film footage. They double-teamed. It took 2 of them to beat 1 man.
Well, now, wait a minute. It took 2 of them to beat 2 men. There was teamwork involved, but and also that loaded boot that Fuller uses and all of that.
I never saw Fuller use anything. I saw Fuller holding the ropes to save himself from being pinned, and the other guy comes up and kicks his arm off, and they pin him.
I saw a count 1, 2, 3. The referee made the decision. We have brand new USWA World Champions.
I wouldn't even take a victory like that.
And here are some words from the new champions and also from the former champions.
Woo! That's right, baby. Like I said, rock and roll is on its way. You know, last Monday night, the Rockers went home with the big prize. And coming this Monday night in Memphis, Coliseum, return match, Rockers against the Stud Stable. Stud Stable, be ready. Tell them about it, Steve.
That's right, baby. You know, last Monday night we won these belts like we said we did. And I'll tell you what, we're going to defend these belts. Anytime Stud Stable they want a rematch, just sign the dotted line, baby. We don't run from anybody. We're fighting champions for all these great people here in the Memphis area. We're going to take these belts on the road with us, defend them everywhere we go. Stud Stable, get ready. Because I tell you what, we could use just one more victory party.
Woo! What about them victory party, baby?
It was better than rock and roll.
Woo! You know, Stud, there's a lot of strange things going on in the world today, and there's a lot of robs going on. Like Tyson got robbed of his title, the same thing happened to us in Memphis. 2 punks from the South think they're going to come up here in the hills of Tennessee and beat the Stud and his best partner ever, primetime Brian Lee. Boys, you got another thing coming. Tell them, Stud.
I'm going to tell you this, Brian. I had a lot of feelings this week, and you know, I told you before we came down here today, I'm not going to get mad. I'm going to think about getting even. I'm not going to get mad about 2 good-for-nothing slugs that come in here in my home territory. I'm talking about Memphis, Tennessee. I'm the Tennessee Stud. I'm the man that belongs here and stole our belts away from us. They're a couple of candy, you know what, no goods, baby, and they ain't got no business being world champions. legs. Now, I'm going to tell you something, Southern boys. I said it clean and cool. I said you come down and you want to rock and roll in the South, you're going to do it with broken legs, because you don't come in here and beat the stud stable, and you don't make the stud look bad. I feel bad about Sylvia. I was down the night of the match because of Sylvia. Remember, you had a stomach ache. You remember how you felt before the match?
Yeah, I remember it.
What did they tell us? Put up the titles anyway. What they said, well, you're not going to run roughshod one more time. Not the promotion, not the referee, not the announcer, because I'll go off on you, Daddy, and it won't take but a second. We're coming back one more time for the titles. And Rockers, you go in, like I said, down south in a rocking chair in a hospital and do your rocking down there.
Well, they'll be coming back, but they'll be coming back as challengers, not as champions next time
Well,
around.
all I can say is after hearing that, I don't think I'd want to be in the Rocker shoes, would you?
I don't know if I'd want to be in the stud stable shoes. The Rockers seem to be in pretty good shape there. Speaking of being in pretty good shape, Chris Champion should be too. You got a surprise for Chris Champion?
Yeah, I got a surprise. I don't know if anybody... Have you ever seen Chris Champion get pinned right here in the middle of this ring on TV? He's got a pretty impressive win record.
Yeah, I don't think I have. I think he's got victory string going.
I see you got a commercial break coming up. Take that break, and when we get back, bring him out here, and I'm going to show him.
We'll have him in the ring
right
when you come.
And I'm not going to do it either.
Well, here we are back, and why have you called Keith Robertson over here?
I want to introduce this gentleman to you, Keith
We
Robertson.
know who he
and
is.
Tell him the correct pronunciation of your name.
Keith Robertson, Dave Brown.
Okay, now try to
Is that
get it
what I
right.
just
You're
said?
always saying Robertson. It's Robertson, right?
Robertson.
Okay. Now here's what we want to do. We want to get Chris Champion out here, and we want to prove to all the world that this Chris Champion is a big joke. He's lost the dirt. He's no longer got the dirty white girl with him. That was the only way he ever had a hope of getting a girl. He couldn't get a date on his tombstone. He had to steal somebody else's woman, and now she's gone. And now we're going to show you what a loser he really is. Because I'm going to be in prison. I'm going to be in Keith's corner, and I'm going to give him just a little bit of direction, and I'm going to show you the difference that it takes to beat this jerk right here.
Well, advice I don't mind. Just stay out of the corner if you don't mind, and don't get involved in the action. Chris Champion, here he is. Get in the ring, Keith Robertson, he says. Champion himself steps through the ropes, takes off that leather coat. Robertson removing all of his warm-up gear here. Referee Jerry Calhoun waiting to get this one underway. One fall, 10-minute time limit. Jerry Lawler in the corner of Keith Robertson. As the bell sounds, and it's time to wrestle, Keith. Robertson against Champion. This week it's Robertson. Next week you may ask him how to pronounce his name, and he'll tell you Robertson. We'll try to keep it straight this week. Oh, Robertson looking pretty good, but not for long. Chris Champion rolls it down. There's a good drop kick, and Robertson is out of the ring, running around. Now he's back under the ropes and into the inside the ring. Champion with a good clothesline knocked him down. Robertson's not doing too well, out of the ring, and time for some advice from the King, Jerry Lawler. Now listen, the King can give advice, and I mean, you know, the man is the world champion. There's no doubt about his advice being valid. I guess what remains to be seen is, can Keith Robertson carry out the advice? Robertson with a forearm, but look at Champion battle back. He counters everything that Robertson has done so far. Robertson wrapping it up, but look at Champion. He counters immediately, comes with that short clothesline and just knocked Robertson off his feet. Champion, whoa, sits down on him. One, whoop, only a count of one. No 3 count. Robertson, a big, strong guy, no doubt about that. He's really been in some battles in that ring. That time he nailed Champion in the midsection. Champion doubled up over there on the mat. There's Robertson. Back and Champion into the turnbuckles. Oh, Lawler nails him from outside. Come on, yeah, I saw you hit him with a fist. Now deny that one. For the whole world watching here. Lawler interfering in the match over here. I was afraid of it when he's up there in the corner. There's a reverse neck breaker by Keith Robertson, and a cover might be it. Count is 1, 2. Oh, look at the reversal. Great move by Champion 2. Roll it over. Chris Champion gets the victory on a great counter move. He was countering all day. And he comes over here, and there goes the King. Champion knows what happened in there, trying to get to Lawler. Lawler running around the ring, trying to stay away from him. Hey, don't bring him over here. Yeah, you're right, Chris. He's thrown that thing at Cobra before and opened up a big gash on his head. Chris Champion with a great victory as he beat 2 of them, actually. Robertson and Lawler, who interfered. 2 minutes, 28 seconds the time. Chris Champion celebrating with the fans. We want the King. He's inviting into the ring here.
What is he trying to prove now, huh?
I think he knows who hit him in the back of the head over here.
He don't want none of me, I can assure you that.
Well, Lawler's not going in the ring. I tell you what, we've got more action coming up here. If you have ever wondered how to have wrestling matches to help your charity out, take a look at this information here.
Now you can have the stars of the USWA in your hometown. It's America's #1 fundraiser, USWA Wrestling. The stars, the action, the excitement, USWA Wrestling. For more information on how you can raise money for your organization, write the USWA, Post Office Box 1783, Hendersonville, Tennessee, 37077, or call 615-824-8523. USWA Wrestling, America's #1 fundraiser.
Action from Memphis, Tennessee at the Mid-South Coliseum involving you and, of course, the Soul Taker.
Hold it. Wait a minute. You talking about the match we had last week?
Yes.
You think you're going to show a tape at the end of that match?
Yes.
No, we're not going to show that. And
Yeah, we
Hey,
are.
last time, you remember, now, I don't know who's upstairs in that booth right now, but you remember what happened last time you showed a tape. I told you not to. I had to come up there and set somebody straight. Don't make me have to do that again today. I'll hold you personally responsible. How about that, Dave?
It's not my fault either, I tell you. But I think we need to take a look at this. I think the fans want to see it. They want to see the Soul Taker and you against Junkyard Dog and Cobra. So please lock the door in the control room and let's look at it.
As Cobra continues to work on Lawler in the middle of the ring. Big headbutt to Lawler, sends him down to the canvas. There's the pin cover. Look at that. There's the pin cover, and Calhoun's over with Junkyard Dog and the Soul Taker. Look at this. Now Lawler's going down into a smooth, pulling out a chain, wrapping it around his fist. Lawler trying to get back up on his feet. Going after Cobra, just nails him with it. And sticks the chain back down into his tights. And has a pin cover on Cobra. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Lawler just pinned Cobra after nailing him with that chain, Dave.
Man, I don't believe this. Lawler used that chain and got the pin. And the crowd saying, yeah, he used the chain. Lawler always has that chain with him. Referee asking. He's checking. Look at the referee going down to Lawler's side. He pulled the chain out. Jerry Calhoun found the chain. Calhoun saying start the match back up. Brother, I don't believe this. They're going to start this thing back up. Lawler's in a frenzy. He doesn't believe it. All 4 of them back in there now. This thing's starting back up. Cobra on Lawler. Junkyard Dog on the Soul Taker with a headbutt. Cradles him up over. He's got him down. Count of 1, 2, 3, and this match is over. Junkyard Dog just pinned the Soul Taker to end this tag team bout.
You can't do that to the King. You go back to
after each other. Junkyard, big headbutt, sends Lawler down. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. He got him. Junkyard Dog just pinned. Jerry Lawler has just beaten the Unified Champion in this tag team match.
It wasn't an official match then, but the Junkyard Dog got the pin on the current World Unified Champion.
Well, they were both of them beaten by the Junkyard Dog. He beat the Soul Taker, and you invited him back in, and son of a gun, he comes in there and he beats you right in the middle of the ring.
That didn't even count. No way.
Yeah.
First of all, who ever heard of restarting a match? You saw me beat Cobra. 1, 2, 3. As far as I was concerned, that match was over. I win the match, me and the Soul.
You had a chain, I believe, wrapped around your wrist. Wrapped around your fist, rather.
Dave, you're seeing things again. What about, I guess you didn't see what they did when what he used on the Soul Taker there to pin him and then to try to pin me. You didn't see that, did you?
No,
You conveniently see only what you want to see. You know, this is a great country, Dave, a country in which you can be anything you want to be. Did you want to be an idiot or what? Now, why would you not see what they used on us?
Let's listen to what the Junkyard Dog had to say.
You know, I told all you great people here in the state of Tennessee that the dog will return in 1990. A different dog, a nasty dog, a mighty dog. And what did I have to do? I had to go through the path of darkness for my namesakes. You know who I'm talking about, Soul Taker. So now, Jerry the King Lawler, I have to take my skid head off to you and put up one finger, because in the state of Tennessee, throughout the world, you is known as the king, the #1 man in professional wrestling. But I also prove to you, Lawler, that you can be beat. So right here, Jerry the King Lawler, your title is up for the line. And you can't come like a cabbage, big boy, all head and no rear. You're going to have to bring something to get something, and I got a whole lot to be got. And don't think for 1 minute, Mr. Soul Taker, that you're off my mind, because deep down inside, I know Jerry the King Lawler have crossed across the tracks and gave you a little bit of this. You know what I mean? To keep your eye on the old nasty dog. But right here, once again, Jerry the King Lawler, I will prove to you and also to the world that in 1990, all the great fans in the state of Tennessee will recognize once again the old nasty dog. And when that song started playing, another one bites the dust, somebody's hand is going to go in victorious. And don't think you can't be beaten, Lawler. Old Big Mike Tyson thought the same thing. Nobody'll beat me. But on any given night, any man can be beat, and I know I can too. But I'm 310 pounds, a little bit of twisted steel, and no sex appeal at all. And like I said, time and time again, every dog needs a bone to chew on, and I'm going to find myself a bone right here in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going to shake this place so hard, I might wake up the old king himself. And I know if he came into this place, the whole rooftop will come down. And that's what I'm here for, Lawler, to shake this place up one more time. You put the salt on one side, you put the pepper on one side, you open up the pot, and when you dump both of them in, it's going to be nothing but great cooking right here in the state of Tennessee.
World-famous Junkyard Dog, and this time, the World Unified title is going to be on the line.
Could you understand anything that he said?
I certainly could.
Huh? Hey, this guy, the Junkyard Dog with an appropriate name, is so stupid. He wanted to send Mr. T a fan letter, but he couldn't spell his last name. Let me tell you something, Junkyard Dog. You see, I don't wrestle anybody that I don't do some checking up on, Dave. I search them down. I check their background out. I see how they think, how they live. I want to know everything about the Junkyard Dog before I put my world title on the line against him. And I've done some checking on him. I go back and I check their family tree, and I checked his all the way back to when his family used to live in one. Let me tell you something about him. You know about his parents, too, sort of like Cobra's. They're in the iron and steel business. His mother irons and his father steels. And he is a low-life, stinking piece of slime, and he thinks that he is worthy of wearing this World Heavyweight Championship belt. Well, I got another thought coming to you, Mr. Junkyard Dog. I'm going to do to you what I've said 10,000 times, I'm going to beat you like the dog that you call yourself, and I'm going to do it right here in Memphis, Tennessee, in my hometown, in front of all of my fans. And you're right, the roof is going to come off the top of that Coliseum when my hand gets raised in victory. Now, he came out there last week, he pins the Soul Taker, and then when I'm not looking, he jumps me from behind, and Calhoun is there to count 1, 2, 3, and he thinks that puts him in line for a world title shot. He thinks that makes it where he can say he beat the world heavyweight champion. Well, it's a different story this week, because it's just going to be you and me, Junkyard Dog, and we're going to see just what kind of bone gets chewed on, brother. You're looking at the king of wrestling, the undisputed world heavyweight champion, and I can do a little chewing on my own, brother, and you're going to see just what I'm going to chew on down there Monday night. So you be there, dog, and like I said, you got a good dog whipping in store for you. Now that
It was 5 a.m. I was working East Radar when I saw snow, and plenty of it. This is my partner. My name's Snowbird. I carry a barometer.
Dave here.
Boss, there's trouble.
How's that?
Looks like snow.
On my way.
Snowbird is brought to you in part by Super D Discount Drugstores, French Riviera Spa, and TV5.
Just the facts, Bert. Well, that World Unified Title match is the main event Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Here's the complete card. 8 o'clock is wrestling time. Parking, of course, is free. Bring the whole family out to the Coliseum and see Chris Champion in the opening match going against Rockin' Randy. Rockin' Randy will be taking a look at right here on TV a little bit later on today.
I can guarantee you he'll beat Chris Champion. 3 minutes. Write it down. Just write it down somewhere right there. Lawler's prediction. 3 minutes that match will last.
3 minutes, Lawler predicts. Are you going to be in Rockin' Randy's corner like you were in...
Rockin' Randy don't need me. I've met this kid. He looks great. He'll beat Chris Champion in 3 minutes or less. You can put that down.
We'll see. Rockin' Randy against Chris Champion, opening match Monday night. Then the USWA Southern title on the line. Bill Dundee, holder of the title, will be putting it on the line against the Dirty White Boy. Coming up then. It's not the only championship match.
He's got the Dirty White Girl back in his corner now. I understand he has really read her the riot act. Straight, I wouldn't have wanted her back, to be honest with you, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little bit. But I understand he's got her back, and she's walking the straight and narrow now.
You're right about that. He does have a Dirty White Girl back in his corner, and that will be part of the action Monday night at the Coliseum. USWA World Tag titles on the line. Southern Rockers go in there, but this week they go in as the champions. The new world champions, the Southern Rockers, will be defending against the former champions, Robert Fuller and Brian Lee. Can they make it 2 in a row? They've won 2 in a row before. Can they do it again? We'll find out Monday night. Jeff Jarrett will step into the ring then against Billy Joe Travis. It'll be the Soul Taker going against...
Hey, wait, you just sort of skipped over that match, didn't you? Huh? I mean, you just kind of let that fly right. Can you punch that back up?
Jeff Jarrett,
Billy Joe Travis there? It does speak for itself. You're right. Because I talked to Billy Joe Travis last night in Dallas, Texas, and believe me, he has a look in his eyes. I can predict this. This may be the last match you ever see Jeff Jarrett in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, I see you looking at me with a dazed look on your face, but I'm telling you, I know something bad, something real, real bad is going to happen to Jeff Jarrett in this match. I know that for a fact right now.
Yeah, well...
Now, anybody out there, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that would love to see something real, real bad happen to Jeff Jarrett, you be on hand Monday night at the Coliseum, and I promise you, mark my words, I'm making a promise to you that something bad, real bad, is going to happen to Jeff Jarrett Monday night.
I know a lot of folks out there would like to see Jeff Jarrett beat Billy Joe Travis right there in the middle of the ring. The former partners go at it.
See it.
Jeff Jarrett against Billy Joe Travis Monday night. Then the Soul Taker goes against King Cobra. This should be a most interesting match here. 2 former World Unified Champions going head-to-head at the Mid-South Coliseum on Monday night.
Well, you had to bring that up, didn't you?
Mm-hmm, certainly did. Both of them have held that belt, which you now have.
Well, let's get on with it. Tell them about this jerk, the Junkyard Dog. Come on.
You don't want to spend any more time on that match,
No.
huh? Well, okay. The World Unified title match coming up. Junkyard Dog had his say about it. Lawler had his say about it. They will be going head-to-head, but this time the title will be on the line. You've seen it. You saw the videotape last week of what happened as you looked like you were in a track meet when the Junkyard Dog in Texas. And then last week, the Junkyard Dog right in the middle of the ring, and you're right, it didn't count. It was after the match, but he got a 1, 2, 3 right in the middle of the ring, counted by the referee last week. This time...
Anybody ever told you got a 7-Eleven mouth? You know what that means? It seems like it stays open 24 hours a day. Why don't you just shut up talking about past history and mark my words and see what I'm going to do to him this coming Monday night.
Main event, we'll find out. Lawler goes against the Junkyard Dog. Here comes the Soul Taker right here. On his way to the ring for a handicap match. You're going against Cobra Monday night.
Cobra. I'm a little confused here. You see, I came into the USWA with one thing in mind, and that was to win that heavyweight championship belt. And I did that. It wasn't an easy task. I knew I had to take on the king, Jerry Lawler. But I did it. And I defended that championship. I took that belt everywhere, defended everybody. And then what happens? You got this guy, Cobra, Kingfish, I don't know what they call him. But he takes the strap. He takes the title. Well, you didn't win it, boy. You stole that title from Jerry Lawler. You stole it, you know it, and I do. But the bad thing about it is you go around and you tell everybody that you're the first black man to hold that belt. Well, I think we both know the truth of that, huh, boy? Well, then, we get in the ring. I'm playing with Junkyard Dog. You're doing your thing. And you hid behind JYD, didn't you? You hid from me. Well, now you're going to get your chance. We're going to settle who is the #1 man around here. It's going to be me and you, and JYD's not going to be there to help you, boy.
Soul Taker is going to be going against King Cobra.
Pull his arms off and beat him over the head with them. Look at these two pencil necks you got in here.
Got a match right here, a handicap match. Soul Taker, whoa, they both, they jump him at the beginning, right before the bell sounds here.
Come on, Soul Taker!
Soul Taker jumped by Chris Allen and Cliff Terrell. Looked like a good idea at the time, I'm sure, to catch Soul Taker when he was not quite set for the opening of the match.
Yeah, I'm sure they thought if they could jump him before the bell ever rung, they might just... Look at that! Ooh. Double backdrop. There you go, Soul Taker.
Soul Taker, one of the most powerful wrestlers we've ever seen in the territory here, no doubt about it. Going 2 against 1 here in this handicap match and not holding his own. He is dominating already, and the match is about half a minute old.
And I can assure you that King Cobra, just Cobra, is back there in the back watching this right now, and his knees are knocking so loud that the other guys are probably saying, hey, turn that noise down over there, Cobra, so we enjoy the match. Because he knows that what these two guys are getting, he's got in store for him when it's just one-on-one against the Soul Taker.
Well,
oh, yeah.
These guys are not Cobra either, I think it's got to be pointed out. And also the fact that he did win that Unified World title gave Cobra lots and lots of confidence when he steps into the ring. So I don't see that he'll be backing up from the Soul Taker one step. He'll come in there and battle him right straight up 1 against 1. And I got to tell you, I like Cobra's chances, even against the Soul Taker in here.
You're looking at the Soul Taker destroy these two jerks, and you like somebody else's chances against him?
Like his chances.
You got a guy laying on the floor out here, and the people are saying, get up, and he's looking up, peeking out of one eye, saying, please don't make me go back in there again.
That's Cliff Terrell, who takes the big boot right under the chin. Soul Taker stalking around him. Now, Soul Taker climbing the ropes. He's up on the middle when Cliff Terrell staggers back to his feet. He's just made it. Boy, I think you may be right. Maybe he shouldn't have done that. Maybe he should have just stayed there.
Watch this guy behind you now.
Count of 1, 2. This one is over, friends. A 3 count, and the Soul Taker in 2 minutes, 2 seconds has just defeated not 1 but 2 wrestlers. And he throws Chris Allen over the top rope. And the Soul Taker heads out of the ring with a victory in this handicap match, and a very convincing victory, no doubt. 2:03 the time. Back with more in just a moment. please stay out of this interview right here.
What?
I'm going to try to get King Cobra on his way to the ring. Talk to him. Here he comes right here, King Cobra.
Live with the honey, rolling down the street. I saw this girl when she was pumping. I winked my eyes, got into the ride, went to
Cobra.
with jumping.
Welcome over here. Got a tough one coming up Monday night against this big, huge Soul Taker who just won a handicap match here today.
Well, you know, if you let him tell it, he's the toughest they ever was. But let me tell you something. I stood up back there and watched the monitor, and I saw him out here making all these accusations about him being the first black to ever own the world title. But then I checked with Eddie Marlin, and the CWA never officially recognized him as a world champion because they know how he got the belt. He stole it. But now, nevertheless, I won the title. I am the champion, but that's not at hand right now. As you see, I don't have it, but hey, I'm hungry. I've seen the mountaintop. I've been on the top. I know what it's like on the other side. And baby, I'm not going to stop until I get back up there. Now, I got this match against Soul Taker coming Monday night, and I want him to know one thing, that I'm not hiding behind anybody. But I think somebody is manipulating his mind and using him. So Monday night, we're going to prove once and for all who is the man. And hey, with all them tattoos and things he got on, I don't really know what he is. He might be a man. I don't even know if he's black or not.
Yeah, here he is right here.
Here I am now.
Hey.
You talk that stuff to my face.
I'm just like
you know who was the champion here. So, hey, I'll go right here, boy.
Hey, come on. This is not the time or place for this now.
You don't tell me
I didn't come out here for I'm not going to
We're going to see.
Punch his lights out, Soul Taker. Punch his lights out.
That's the reason we have matches. You're not going to fight out here.
That's right.
That's the reason the matches are signed. You settle your differences in the ring, not out here on the floor. Now, you get back there. This is Cobra's.
You'll have your hands full Monday night in Memphis Coliseum.
I won't be the only one. My hand won't be the only one that's full, brother. Hey, and I'm going to tell you right now, Dave, I'm not taking no backseat to nobody. Now, Monday night, he come on down there, and hey, baby, you know what they say. The bigger the headache, the bigger the pill, and they call me the big pill.
All right, Cobra headed to the ring right now. Got a match coming up here, and the big one against Soul Taker coming up Monday night. Winner of that match, by the way, is going to be in pretty good shape for another shot at the World Unified title held by Lawler. Oh, hey, that's real cute. Lawler over here trampling Cobra's warm-up jacket. Oh, boy. Well,
You like that Cobra, don't you, for some reason?
yeah, I do.
Why?
I sure do. He's a good guy.
Well,
I
what's
like him.
good about him?
He was a good
Just explain.
champion.
Huh? He was not a champion at all. There's nothing good about him. I can't think of one good thing that you could say about Cobra.
Look at that drop kick right there. Once again, I think that action speaks for itself. Look at Cobra with 3 quick drop kicks. And his opponent, who has come under here under a mask, the Destroyer, is being destroyed by King Cobra.
Well, who is this guy he's wrestling anyway?
It's the Destroyer. Cobra.
Well, it's
him
your
up.
fault, Dave. You come out here, you get the guy all riled up. He's supposed to just come out for a normal interview, and all of a sudden you get his temper all fired up. What's the matter with you?
I
What
didn't
do you
do
do
it.
something like that for?
I think perhaps a Soul Taker coming out had something to do with that too, don't you think, huh? Cobra going for the mask there. Can't do that. That's not permitted. Fans love it, though. They'd love to see that mask pop off there and see who this guy is. The Destroyer is all we know. He's a big guy. He'll weigh in about 245.
Yeah, but he's nothing like the Soul Taker. You know, Cobra better try to shine here, because when he gets in there against the Soul Taker, it's going to be a different story.
There's a cover by King Cobra. 1, 2. This one is history. Cobra gets himself a victory. The time on it, 1:17 seconds. You did say something there that's quite important, I think. Probably not going to be that easy against the Soul Taker. The Soul Taker's big. He's tough. He is also the former champion, official or otherwise.
Who is?
The Soul Taker.
There you go.
And
Not Cobra.
Cobra's a former champion, no doubt about it.
He was never.
They will meet. We'll find out what happens in that
I never
match.
recognized him as a champion, and myself being the champion makes that.
That's the litmus test right there, whether you recognize the champion or not.
Exactly right.
I guess they called you on the Tyson situation too. Huh?
As a matter of fact, Don King did call me.
We'll be back in a moment.
What?
Look, I know how you feel about Jeff Jarrett, but I think be courteous if you pay attention instead of sitting here reading magazines while his interview's coming up
Pay
here.
attention about what?
To Jeff.
Wait a minute.
We're going to show some highlights.
Okay, before we, no, you don't have any highlights of Jeff Jarrett, I can assure you. You know, everybody likes to think Jeff Jarrett is like the boy next door, right? He's just a good-looking young kid. Well, he's the boy next door, all right, if you happen to live next door to the penal farm. This kid, let me tell you something about him. I know his background, too. When he went to school, everybody likes to think that he was a dead-gum honor student, and, you know, they used to tell about what a great basketball player. You used to tell all that stuff.
He is a basketball player. Great
the truth of the matter, when he was in school, he was paddled so often he thought he was a canoe. He was a straight F student. He got thrown out of school. He never played basketball. He never did anything. He went out and he bleached his hair blonde, got him a shiny little jacket, and he thinks he's a professional wrestler. Well, Billy Joe Travis is going to give him another thought about that. But enough about that, punk. I want to talk about something. You know, I get some letters here at TV5. I got a letter, and believe it or not, I don't know who some of these people get to write these letters for them, but I read all of my fan mail, and I get thousands of letters each week, but occasionally a letter will come in from somebody that's fairly uncomplimentary. And I got a letter the other day that just disturbed me a little bit, so what I thought I'd do is try to educate some of the people that are watching out there. I got a letter from some guy that said, he actually had the nerve to ask, he said, where is your world title recognized other than Memphis and Dallas? See, the mentality of half of those people out here, because that Memphis is my home and because I take the time out of my busy schedule to make sure that I'm here on this television show every Saturday morning, and to make sure that I do my own show every Sunday morning, and to make sure that I wrestle here every Monday night, they think that this is the only place I appear. They think that I spend all my time right here in Memphis and that I'm just only the champion of Memphis. But just to educate some of those kind of slow people out there, I brought along just a couple of little tabloids here. Now, I don't know, maybe camera 2. If you can get a shot, of course, these are national magazines, and right here on the cover, as you can see, is yours truly with the Unified World Heavyweight Championship. Now, on the inside here, on the inside here, we have listed the great events of 1989, and right here, 2 on one page, you see me defending as you can say, Lawler defends the U.S. World Heavyweight title against Mil Mascaras, and down here it shows a picture of me pile driving and pinning Al Perez. You know, wrestlers, world-class wrestlers that you people aren't even familiar with, that I go all over the country and beat these guys, right? Now, of course, this is a national magazine that recognizes me right there. Here's another one right here. Let's just take a look. What do you want to look at? The ratings? What do we have right here? I don't know if they can even get a shot of these of the ratings here. But as you can see, the King is constantly listed in the top 10 wrestlers in the entire world. There's your top 10. There you got Jerry Lawler, USWA World Champion. Right down here you see, right along with the NWA, WWF, USWA World Champion. What does it say right there?
Jerry Lawler,
Jerry
234,
Lawler,
Memphis, Tennessee.
Here, if you want to pick up one of these magazines, you have this little article in here explaining also, as you can see, how the fans have changed and not me. You understand that?
That claim you made there.
Now, just to prove that this is not just a nationwide type thing, here's a recent National Wrestling magazine from Japan, as you can see, right here, and I want you to tell me what this looks like to you, Dave. Do you see them? Do you see what belt I'm holding up there?
Yeah, you're holding that Unified World title.
Okay, and as you can see, I put that world title against the world title recognized by the people there in Japan. So, as you can see, this world title is recognized not just in Memphis, not just in Dallas, but all over the United States and all over the world. And because I don't take the time to tell you jerks my busy schedule, I don't want to burden you with that. You think I'm only wrestling locally here? Well, I'll just tell you just a few of the dates, and you've seen my schedule. Just this particular week coming up, now, of course, I'll be wrestling here in Memphis. I'll also be in Louisville, Kentucky. I'll be in Evansville, Indiana. I'll be in Dallas, Texas on March the 2nd. I'll be wrestling in Tampa, Florida on March the 21st. I'll be wrestling in Philadelphia at Temple University on March 31st. And that night in Camden, New Jersey, Fort Lauderdale, Florida on April 13th against guys like Steve Kern, Kerry Von Erich, Nikita Koloff, Bam Bam Bigelow. Those are just some of my opponents, some of my dates, and that's just to straighten you idiots out there to think that I just wrestle here in Memphis, okay? Now, do you understand that, Dave?
I understand what you're saying, and I don't like the way you're insulting the audience out there, but I'm not going to disagree with you.
I'm not insulting the audience because the majority of those people out there know that I am the king of wrestling. They realize this is the true world championship, and they know, and they realize, and they are my fans, hundreds of thousands of them. But there are a few people out there that, like this article says, have changed, and you, Dave, are among them. You don't like it when I tell it like it is.
No.
And I'm sorry if you don't, but I'm not going to back up and I'm not going to apologize. I'm going to call it like I see it, and if some people have a problem with that, then I have a problem with them.
I suppose enough said. I do not disagree that that is a very prestigious belt, that it is recognized not only nationwide but worldwide, and it's in all the major publications. That's unified.
The only world title that's recognized in more than one organization. The WWF or the NWA, they're company championships. All they have is a guy like Hulk Hogan. He can only wrestle the other WWF wrestlers, so he's not a true world champion. Ric Flair, the same way. He can only wrestle NWA wrestlers. He cannot take his belt and defend it outside the NWA, as Hogan can't go outside the WWF. So why don't they be honest with the fans and say what they are? They're only company champions. They work strictly for one company. This belt is defended in any organization, anywhere that wants to challenge me for it. I'll go and I'll wrestle anybody, anywhere. It's the only championship in the world that is done that way, Dave.
Everything you said right there is true. No doubt about that. It is a very prestigious belt. Now, if you don't mind, that out of the way, and I hope everyone is convinced of that. I certainly am. Let's take a look at the highlights. As Jeff Jarrett was going against Billy Joe Travis.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way up the ringside, Jeff Jarrett. Ready to get into the way. Oh, wait a minute. Billy Travis throws powder right in Jeff Jarrett's eyes as he's trying to climb up into the ring. Travis already off to his usual trick. Jeff Jarrett nails Travis right in the midsection. Travis reverses it and way into that security railing.
Trying to retaliate on Travis. Look out. Rams the head into the steel guardrail.
Travis climbing up on top of the timekeeper's table. Oh, side suplex on Jeff Jarrett right down into the timekeeper's table. Jeff Jarrett getting fired back up, coming after Billy Travis. Jarrett taking a charge, runs his head right out into the timekeeper's table. These guys are all over each other. Jeff Jarrett going to work on Billy Joe Travis. Has him busted it wide open. Jeff Jarrett coming on out after Billy Joe Travis. Runs him into that metal railing. Jarrett and Billy Travis heading towards the back. Jeff Jarrett running Billy Travis on up into the bleachers. Runs his head right into one of the chairs back there.
Well, referee Frank Morrell trying to get them separated. I think it's going to take more than one referee to get these two guys apart. Travis still bleeding. He's just rams Jarrett up into those chairs over at the side. These guys won't let up. Travis following them up.
Well, that's the kind of action you tend to see out of these guys who were former partners, but boy, certainly no love lost between them now. Jeff Jarrett and Billy Joe
Yeah, and
Travis.
you know they can edit that film any way they want to make it look like Jeff Jarrett got the best of Billy Joe Travis, but all I can say is this week something real bad is going to happen to Jeff Jarrett.
You've been saying that all day. We will see Monday night. We had a couple of words first from Jeff and then from Billy Joe Travis.
Oh, he's going to cry.
Hot property, Billy Joe Travis. Yeah, you've been hanging around Lawler, and I guess he's been teaching you a few of those tricks. Well, Billy Joe, I guess you've forgotten one thing. I grew up watching Jerry Lawler, and I've watched all his tricks. And Billy Joe, that's exactly what you're going to try this Monday night. Yeah, last week we fought all over the building, and the referee counted us out. Well, this week, Billy Joe, you ain't going to get the chance to run from me, because I'm going to be on your rear end every step you take. I don't care what. Billy Joe, I just want to say one thing. I'm going to make it short and sweet. This week, Billy Joe, I'm taking you out 1, 2, 3.
Jeff Jarrett, you take a look in my eyes, punk. I don't like coming to Memphis, Tennessee. I think you idiots
stink there. But, Jarrett, let me tell you something. I whipped your butt all over that Mid-South Coliseum. I tuck you up in the stands. I busted your face. I busted your nose. I busted your mouth. And now you have the gall to go to that ugly Eddie Marlin and want a rematch with Hot Property Billy Travis? Well, boy, that's just fine, because I'm coming back into Memphis, Tennessee next Monday night, boy, and I'm going to finish you off. A lot of people's trying to get you out of wrestling, but Billy Joe Travis got a lot of people out of wrestling, and Monday night's going to be your last night to wrestle, punk. I guarantee it.
Action coming up around the territory here, beginning Friday night. February 23rd is the date. That's this coming Friday night. Martin, Tennessee, University of Tennessee, Martin at the PE Complex. Kerry Von Erich will be included on that card, in addition to the Southern Rockers, Chris Champion, the Stud Stable, and Jerry Lawler. That's all Friday night, February 23rd at UT Martin in Martin, Tennessee. Saturday, February 24th, 1 week from tonight, 8 o'clock will be wrestling time in Jonesboro, Arkansas, as USWA Wrestling will be back there. It's at the American Legion Arena. Box office opens next Saturday at 3 o'clock for advanced ticket sales. Kerry Von Erich will be there. Lawler will be there. Southern Rockers. Big night coming up next Saturday night in Jonesboro. Thursday, March 8th, Forest City, Arkansas, 8 o'clock. Buy your tickets in advance, and you save $1. Sunday, March 11th, Paragould, Arkansas. Ridgecrest High School will be the place. Tickets are on sale right now, sponsored by the FFA up there. And on Thursday, March 15th, Halls, Tennessee. It'll be at 7:30. Tickets are available at the high school. The matches will be at the high school on Thursday the 15th. Thursday, March 22nd in Ripley, Mississippi. Buy tickets in advance, and you save $1. And coming soon, USWA Wrestling action in Batesville, Arkansas, in Grenada, Mississippi, and in Paris, Tennessee. That's the action coming up.
You didn't mention your old hometown, where you hung out for a long time, Bolivar, Tennessee.
Well, just visited Bolivar, Tennessee a few weeks ago. Some very nice people around Bolivar, Tennessee up there. And USWA Wrestling will be there in the future, too, I'm sure.
Any guys chase you with butterfly nets while you were there, Dave?
Look, I want to take just a moment here to listen to a few words from the superstar himself, Bill Dundee, putting the belt on the line Monday night.
DWB stands for Dirty White Boy. And I guess, Dirty White Girl, you really did show your true colors, didn't you? I think you had the wool pulled over everybody's eyes. And what you were little female mind was thinking, well, now you're back with your old man, Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy. And that's right, brother, the superstar's going to wrestle you for the Southern Heavyweight title. And everybody knows around here, brother, that puts you in line for a shot at the world's title. And that's what I want, another shot at Jerry the King Lawler. So, White Boy, if you think I'm going to walk that aisle and just come in here and hand you that belt, I'm not, brother, because I've been here a long time and I've worked just as hard and wrestled everybody to be the world's champion. And that's what everybody in the profession wants to be in the UWSA. They want to be the world's champion. Well, White Boy, I got to beat you. But now we know something, White Girl, that you'll do anything to stay with that old man of yours. Well, that's fine. They say love is blind. That's fine. I'm not getting involved in that. Chris Champion already been through that. All I'm telling you is, Tony Anthony, if you want to wrestle, we'll wrestle. If you want to fight, we'll fight. And I hope I come out on top on both of them. But the thing I'm going to tell you is, lady, you'll better sit in the corner and not move one little muscle. Because we know exactly how you're thinking now. You never did quit loving that idiot, Dirty White Boy. That's fine. That's your personal business. I'll make it my personal business if you pop your head up over the apron. White Boy, I'm beating you, boy.
Well, that's the way it is. I'm not sure Dirty White Girl was too happy when she left the ring with Dirty White Boy.
Well, she should have been tickled to death to get away from that jerk. What was it, Chris Champion? Oh, my God. I'll tell you what, I don't even know why he wanted her back. I wouldn't kiss her now if she tattooed mistletoe on her lips at Christmas.
We'll be back. Dirty White Boy, Dirty White Girl will be here when we return. Dirty White Girl is back with Dirty White Boy, but the way they got back was he threw her over his shoulder in typical Dirty White Boy fashion and carried her out of there Monday night at the Coliseum. But here they are, Dirty White Girl, Dirty White Boy.
Oh, you don't want to shake my hand? Oh, now you too.
Just rather not, if you don't mind.
How you doing today, King?
I'm doing all right.
Good to see you. Belt's looking good. Crown's looking good. Man with class right there. You know, Dave,
she's back with you.
Of course she's back with me. I mean, everything's going like it's supposed to be going. I got the white girl back in my corner. And did you hear Superstar Bill Dundee? I want to ask you something, Dave. What did she do to make Bill so upset? What did she do? Did she help me beat Chris Champion? No, she didn't. I beat Chris Champion right in the middle like a yellow dog that he is. So now how can he honestly come out here and start knocking this pretty little thing? He can't do it, can he? But let me tell you something. See, I'm on to bigger and better things now. Superstar Bill Dundee, have you ever in your life, what kind of ego's this guy got calling himself, I'm a superstar? Well, you do have that title, boy, that rightfully belongs to me. Now, everybody knows how I lost that title. Bill Dundee did beat me for it. But Dundee, come Monday night, brother, right there in the Memphis Coliseum, you got to walk that aisle, and you got to crawl in the ring, and when you look across that ring, baby, you're going to be looking dead at the dirty white boy. And it's, yes, just like you said before, whoever holds that title, nothing personal, King, but whoever holds that title gets a shot at that gold right there, and that's what it's all about.
That's right.
Is that right,
That
Dave?
is right.
You're exactly right. So, Superstar Bill Dundee, boy, you get ready for a fight of a lifetime. Because last week I told you, something unleashed in me. And they said, people's told me, white boy, you've gone a little crazy, maybe so. But I've unleashed it, and I can't seem to put it back in and calm it down. Well, Monday night, I'm going to calm it down all over Bill Dundee, and I'm walking away with that title. Come here. Look here. Rockin' Randy, baby. I'd like to introduce you, Dave Brown. Rockin' Randy. Fine, upstanding young man. He's going to be tagging today with me because I'm going to take this boy under my wing a little bit and see what he can do. I got confidence in him. So just watch this, Dave.
We'll watch. I am a little upset that you're taking him under your wing. Not necessarily a good place to be, I tell you. Rockin' Randy, the partner with the Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Girl is over in their corner. And across the way, we got Bo Williams and Ben Jordan set to go in this match.
I'll tell you, Dave.
Boy, look at this Rockin' Randy up on the ropes and bouncing around in there.
I just can't get used to seeing the Dirty White Girl back over here. You know, I just know how I would have felt about the situation. I wouldn't have let her come back. If she'd have spent, what did she spend, 2-3 weeks with that other guy?
3 weeks, I think.
Yeah,
No
way I'd have had her back. He got her back now and puts her right back up on a pedestal. I'd put her up on a pedestal, but while she's up there, I'd make her paint the ceiling or something like that. That's about all she's good for now.
Rockin' Randy up on the ropes. Oh, Ben Jordan with a nice drop kick. Randy maybe should be paying attention to the match, and not trying to harass the crowd over there. He's over to the corner, makes a tag, and here comes Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Boy, former holder of that USWA Southern title, now held by the superstar Bill Dundee. That rematch coming up. This is Bo Williams back onto the ropes. Dirty White Boy bends him halfway backwards and smacked him with an open hand. That was legal across the chest. Williams ducks under this time, and then again presses Dirty White Boy down to the mat. Can't hold him for a 3 count. But he got him off his feet down to the mat. Nice moves by Bo Williams.
Nice moves. All they're life-saving moves. All he did is trying to duck out of the way to get his head from keep from getting his head ripped off.
Well, there's some truth to that, but the fact is he did it and then came back and pressed Dirty White Boy down to the mat. Ben Jordan back in after the tag. Jordan bars the left arm of the Dirty White Boy.
He's got quite a little fan contingent over there, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He's given away a lot of weight, the Dirty White Boy, and lots of experience, too. But Ben Jordan has looked good in the times that we have seen him. He has not been wrestling that long.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now, let's talk about that move.
That was a mistake.
A mistake?
Yep.
By who? That's a calculated move by Dirty White Boy. The guys, see, you get these guys like this Ben Jordan and all these guys, they're not out there with the main thought in their mind is winning that match. They're trying to impress all these little long-haired, stinking little girls over here.
Oh, I don't think that's the case
I think that
here.
is the truth. And so what happens is you get them going out there and they...
Look at this. Look at this, Randy.
What?
Dropping off the ring apron down.
He slipped and
There was
fell.
no mistake. He jumped down on him while Jordan is down here on the floor.
Well, he's trying to help him back in the ring.
Help him back in the ring. He dropped 4 feet down on top of him. No excuse at all for that. Jordan now back in the ring.
All these guys are trying to press these little girls with moves like leapfrogs and things like that, but that don't win you matches. What it'll do is it'll get a guy like Dirty White Boy who'll take your head off when you try to do one of those little cute moves like he did there, and he just put him right down the back of his head.
Look at this. Jordan rolls out of the corner there. Now flips over.
What is this kid?
He's
cartwheeler or
rather athletic, I would say.
The only thing athletic about him is his feet, Dave.
Knee lift by Dirty White Boy. Boy, that slowed Mr. Williams down. Bo Williams in trouble now. Double team. I guess you saw that. You're fond of pointing out double team efforts. There's one right there as Rockin' Randy comes in.
Fight fire with fire. The same thing those guys have been doing.
Tag made, a Dirty White Boy coming in again. And hair pulling by Rockin' Randy. And from behind, Dirty White Boy runs him down.
That'll tend to make your nose a little bit on the flat side.
Down to 2 and 3. This fall is over. It's an expiration of time match. Might be time for more. Look at this. Getting real upset with this Rockin' Randy, for heaven's sakes.
What about him?
He takes cheap shots every opportunity at his opponents. Didn't see him that much in the match. He wasn't very impressive in the time that we saw him in the match, but he nailed everybody when their back was turned.
Not too shabby, is he? I can pick him, baby.
Not too shabby when somebody's back is turned, yeah. Rockin' Randy, Dirty White Boy. Don't like the looks of that team at all for what it might mean in the USWA.
What do you mean you don't like the looks of that team?
Well, it looks like Dirty White Boy has indeed taken him under his wing, and he's taught him all the dirty tricks that he knew, or at least most of them anyway.
David,
and that's a dangerous combination.
You like one, you don't like the... I bet when the Titanic went down, you rooted for the iceberg. What? I mean, you don't know who you... Why don't you like the looks of that team?
We'll be back. Once again, let's take a look at the card.
Well, before you take a look at the Memphis card, I have already been having... everybody in the audience has requested one of these shirts. I just want to let them know, my good friends over at Bad Influence, everybody will be storming the doors. This is where you can get the King Jerry Lawler shirts over there. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention, too. You know, last week we had the big match in which I beat the big fat Plowboy Frazier, and George Klein was his manager, right? And everybody said how tough he's going to be. I beat him in less than 4 minutes. Do you realize that?
I do
Less
realize
than 4 minutes it took me to pin that big fat human whale. And what happens now is I get to do George Klein's radio show. So I want to let everybody know that Monday afternoon, 2 o'clock, the kids, take a radio to school with you. This is going to be worth getting suspended for. Take a radio to work, turn it on work. It's going to be worth losing your job over. It's going to be the greatest radio show ever in the history of the world. 56 AM radio, 2 o'clock. I'm going to be doing that show, and poor George Klein, after I'm through, will be out in an unemployment line.
We'll see about that. You'll be there, 2 o'clock Monday.
I'm going to play the top 10 songs of all time. You ever heard how they play the top songs, and you say, what bonehead could have thought those were the top 10 songs? I am going to play the top 10 greatest songs of all time, according to me.
Okay, I was going to ask according to whom,
That's
and
right,
according to you. Okay, well, we'll see Monday afternoon. We will see Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Some great action. Championship wrestling begins at 8 o'clock. Free parking at the Coliseum. And the opening match of the night, Chris Champion will be going against Rockin' Randy. You've just met Rockin' Randy right here. Chris Champion will be going against him in that opening match. USWA Southern title match then. Bill Dundee holds the belt. Dirty White Boy used to have the belt, and he wants it back. Dirty White Boy correctly points out that whoever holds this belt is generally considered the #1 contender for the Unified World title. USWA World Tag title match. Southern Rockers, they won these belts, I should say, right here on television twice in a row. Lost them back to Fuller and Lee. Then last week they won them again. So now the Southern Rockers are the champions. Brian Lee and Robert Fuller go in as the challengers in the rematch. Jeff Jarrett goes against Billy Joe Travis. It was a wild one all over the Coliseum last time. We'll see what happens this Monday night. Soul Taker against King Cobra. And then The World Unified title will be on the line this time. Junkyard Dog pinned Lawler after the fact last week. Can he do it again this week in the middle of the ring and therefore take home the World Unified title? We'll find out as Lawler puts the belt on the line against Junkyard Dog. 8 o'clock's when it all begins Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. And I see you wandering around the audience.
I like to come over here, Dave. I wonder where. Do you people get these tickets free? Was this ticket?
Got them free. Yeah, I got them free.
Got it free. Is she with you?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. When you wear blue, do people try to mail letters in you? Huh? Huh? Is that right? Look at this guy. His neck is so dirty he could grow rice, and he comes on TV like this. How about her? Huh? Come on, say something.
Because if you wear pink, you stink. You look like a little girl.
Oh, hey, wait a minute.
You look like a little girl.
Wait a minute. You're a lady, right?
Now, are you a man?
No, I'm asking you. Are you a female?
I'm a definite female. Are you?
Hey, look. Hey, they want to get your picture. They want to get a picture of you to put it into jail to cure sex offenders. Do you know that? Hey. Look at these guys. Where do you get them, Dave? Where do you get them?
They write for their tickets. Are you through? Can we go on with the rest of the show here?
Wait a minute. I'm going to ask, just right out of the clear blue, who is the greatest wrestler in the world and why am I?
Judge King Lawler, of course.
Who is?
Judge King Lawler.
Thank you, my man, right here, my man.
You're going to pay him later, I guess.
Huh?
Like you're going to pay him later
No
for
way.
that testimonial? Oh, boy. Let's take a look at a recap of action involving Gary Young and Chris Youngblood. Watch this.
What are you doing? Gorgeous Gary grabs Jimmy Jack Funk, pulls him out of the ring, is nailing him, and they're trying to get Jimmy Jack Funk's mask.
Oh, they got it. Gorgeous Gary's got Jimmy Jack Funk's mask. Him and Youngblood are taking it off of him, Mark.
Jimmy Jack Funk's mask has been pulled off, and now they're running away with it. It's the Texas Ranger team, and he's got a bottle.
He just nailed him with that bottle. He clombed him right on top of the head. Now he's got Dustin up. He's going to pile drive him.
It looks like some sort of whiskey bottle, and it's been used over the head of Dustin Rhodes while they gang up and restrain Jimmy Jack. They're going to tie him up, and Akbar is in a state of ecstasy.
Dustin Rhodes is out over there, man. He got hit in the head with that bottle, whatever kind of bottle it is. What are they doing over there, Lorenz?
What are they doing here? They've got a poncho that they're putting around, and now a hat, while poor Jimmy Jack gets annihilated in the corner. And now Gary Young's back, and it's a gang-up situation. The bell is sounding, the bout is over. Funk and Rhodes, no doubt, will be winners on an outside interference DQ. But right now, we're concerned for the well-being of the winning team, thanks to the Akbar gang-up. Now, surprise! Fuller in real trouble in the corner as Dustin Rhodes gets back to his seat. And Akbar and company head for the exit.
Dutch Mantell in to save the day right there. We got a few words about that action. First from Jimmy Jack Funk, and then from Gary Young, too.
Okay, something very important on my mind, and it's going to happen Monday night. Because me and Jimmy Jack Funk, we're going to climb in the ring at that Mid-South Coliseum, and we're going to look straight across that ring at two guys. One calls himself Pronto, and the other calls himself, what's he call himself?
He calls himself the Texas Ranger.
The Texas Ranger. Now, they may have some people buffalo, but I've been around the rodeo a couple of times, and I don't buffalo real easy. So, Pronto, you know, there's a couple of things I don't like. Gary Young's one of them, and another is a Mexican running around posing as an Indian trying to be Pronto or Tonto or whatever he's going to try to be. Now, Monday night, we're going to get even. You stole Jimmy Funk's mask, and you put a sombrero on Dustin Rhodes. Well, these are fellow Texans, and I don't take kindly to fellow Texans getting kicked around. Now, boys, if you want to play the game dirty, you picked the right guys to play it with. So when you crawl on that ring Monday night in Memphis, it's going to be payback time, and we know exactly how much change to give out. Right, Jimmy Jack?
Oh, that's right. Boy, is it good to be alive and well right here in Memphis, Tennessee, USA. Gary Young, Chris Youngblood, it's time to pay the fiddlers. You've been riding in our backs. You've been making fun of everything we stand for and believe in. And Monday night in Memphis, that's right, Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, it's time to pay the fiddler. Me and Dirty Dutch Mantell are gonna teach you a good old-fashioned Texas lesson about talking bad about things people believe in. Gary Young, Chris Youngblood, you've been trying to get to me, and let me tell you, you've done it. And Bobby Sue, oh, Bobby Sue, just waiting to go upside your head.
Hi-yo, Fritz. That's right, baby. The Texas Ranger coming at you live from Dallas, Memphis, Tennessee. We're coming there Monday night. You've been hearing all the whining and crying from this no-good, dirty Dutch Mantell. Well, with a name like that, you can understand why God had to cry and pain all the time. Jimmy Jack Funk, a legendary Funk, not even allowed to show his face without a mask in the state of Texas. And you people want to call him a fan. You want to call him a friend. Well, I got it. You got the Texas Ranger. I got my speedy little trusty rider, Pronto, right beside my side, baby. And we're coming your way, Memphis, Tennessee. Hi, old Fritz. And the Texas Ranger, Pronto, Dirty Dutch Mantell, Jimmy Jack Funk, you think your problems are just about over? Well, I got news for you. They're just about to start. I got the medicine man working on a spell. He's out there crying and chanting in the rain. He's doing it in the sun. And he's got some bad voodoo for you boys. Memphis, Monday night. You better be there. We're talking Texas Ranger and Pronto. Yippee-yi-yi-yi-yo!
That match between Jimmy Jack Funk, Dutch Mantell, Gary Young, and Chris Youngblood has been added to the Memphis card. The big one, Lawler, goes against Junkyard Dog for the world title. I'm Dave Brown. Till next week, for Jerry Lawler. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.